Aert and Pedersen, 150 metres to go. Van Aert locked onto the wheel of Pedersen. Can Van Aert come round him? The steep slopes remain, but Pedersen has the power to hold him off. Van Aert with one final lunge. Pedersen, it's going to be victory number 4. Van Aert in second place, and Isaac Del Toro beaten into third with a time bonus.
A long stage, stage 14, 195 kilometres, starting out from the city of Treviso, and a flat approach to a series of difficulties and 3 Category 4 climbs and a finishing circuit in and out of Slovenia in the town of Nova Gorica, or Gorizia to give it its Italian name. Should be a day for the fast men. Sam Bennett looking for his first win, Wout van Aert and Olaf Koy looking to consolidate their Giri, and Primož Roglic proudly taking the Giro d'Italia into his home country. The flag dropping promptly on kilometre 0 and an unexpectedly aggressive start to the race. The first 20 or 30 kilometres ridden at a fast tempo and blown on by a tailwind. A big chase group went clear containing Wout van Aert, but they were brought back, and then the second counter-attack stuck. Powered on by Kasper Asgreen, 5 riders got clear. Louis Meintjes decided that it was too much and the wrong day for him, and he dropped back, leaving just 4 riders at the front of the race, and the peloton keeping a very, very close eye on them. Their gap no bigger ever than around about 1.5 minutes. Through the first of the intermediate sprints in bright sunshine, Mirko Maestri took the maximum points, and then there was a duel between Dries de Bont and Mads Pedersen for the 1 remaining point. Dries de Bont unexpectedly outsprinting Pedersen. On the long flat roads then, the weather ahead started to threaten rain, and the rain then started to fall. Through the second sprint, it was a slight reversal as Marcin Marcelusi of VF Group Bardiani took the maximum points, and Mads Pedersen just edged out Dries de Bont for that final point. Steven Kruijswijk and Visma Leasebike still controlling the breakaway and keeping them tight. The time gap coming down to around about a minute as they headed to the Red Bull kilometre, which Mirko Maestri beat Martin Marcelusi at. And the 4 riders still continued to work together and built up a bit more of a lead as they headed eventually towards Slovenia and towards the first of the categorised climbs, the San Martino climb, at which point they had an advantage of around about 1 minute and 20 seconds when they hit the 3.5 kilometre climb with an average gradient of 5%. 4 riders still together again, at least for now, with a 1 minute 30 second advantage. But on the slopes of the climb, one of the riders found it a little bit too much. Groupama FDJ's Clément David dropping away, leaving 3 riders off the front, holding on to a lead over the top of the climb of around about a minute, and into the wet roads of the finishing circuit in Gorizia. Then a big crash behind. Isaac Del Toro on the ground, but so too was Giulia Ciccone of Lidl Trek, in pain, and Mads Pedersen, his teammate, already out of contention in the hunt for the stage win. Over the top of the Savère climb then, the riders still had a 50-second lead at the front of the race, but the race was in bits behind. A front group containing Simon Yates, Richard Carapaz and Isaac Del Toro were trying to hold off a second group with Roglic and Ayuso in, and a third group off the back with Antonio Tiberi losing a lot of time on GC. Giulio Pellizzari tried to close the gap for Primož Roglic and for Juan Ayuso to bring them back into the GC hunt.
Over the last couple of years, battling illness and injury, Kasper Asgreen wins once again, and EF Education First take win number 2 at the Giro d'Italia. That was nothing short of sensational by Asgreen, the motor behind the breakaway. He wins, and he wins by a handsome margin over the chase that was powerless to do anything.
Behind, it was a sprint for second place. It went the way of Caden Groves ahead of Olaf Koy. And then there were time gaps to the Roglic-Ayuso group, and eventually to the third group across the line containing Antonio Tiberi. Mikel Honoré on hand, as well as Richard Carapaz, to congratulate their teammate as EF Education Easy Post produce another victory. The Italian aerobatics team as well, displaying the national colours of Italy as a Dane popped open the champagne cork. Kasper Asgreen, the winner of the stage from the breakaway once again, ahead of Caden Groves by 16 seconds. Isaac Del Toro navigating all the pitfalls and the difficulties in the pink jersey. Simon Yates moving up to second place and Juan Ayuso dropping to third. Carapaz now in fourth. Big shake-up in the general classification. and no real change in the Maglia Ciclamino. Mads Pedersen, a rare bad day for him. Olaf Koy made up a little bit of ground for third place at the line. Not much to say about Lorenzo Fortunato's day. He's got a big day tomorrow though, and a healthy lead in the King of the Mountains competition. And Isaac Del Toro continuing for yet another day in the white jersey as well. Juan Ayuso still in second place in that competition.